Okay, Dear Diary, Chapter 1. Somebody got my goats. Let's see. Nope, screw it. Let's just go with it. Okay. I've been cattle farming with my dad for about the last 12 years now, and yet for some reason I started to get a strange, curious little itch to want to do something a little more with farming. Now what that might have been, you may ask? Anything outside of cattle. Well, I kind of partly blame my mom, I partly blame my dad, and partly blame myself. I wanted to do something with farming that I could do by myself, that didn't run the risk of killing me. Hello there, dog. Somebody here just sleeps in the shop at night. There we go. Happy dog. All right, back out we go. Good dog. Anyway, you guys basically get to enjoy morning chores with me. Will be the first chapter. So anyway, back to where I was. My mom's been an internet entrepreneur for quite some years now. Everything from her own internet-based business to selling on Etsy. So I've got a good bit of entrepreneur blood in me. And my dad, well, he's a farmer. What can I say? So anyway, my mom, a year or so ago, had said, you know, it would be really nice to get some goats. And for me, it says, oh, is that permission? So I had to wait a good while to finally pop the question to my dad, because unfortunately my dad has always grown up with the stigma of, yes, I'm coming, of goats are poor man farming, goats and sheep are poor man farming, and cattle is rich man farming. Yeah, well, here's the thing. I'm not rich, Dad, I'm poor. Well, I'm not that poor, but technically, yeah. Ah, well, who cares? Anyway, so April of this year, I finally got his permission, thanks to a friend of his who also does small animal farming, and said, no, she's not crazy. There is money to be made in goats. If anything, they've actually been climbing in value quite over the last few years. So, good to go on that note. We got our goat pen finished about August, and then we started fishing around. And as you can hear them already, I hope. Here, I'm just going to turn the camera around and you guys get to see them. My adorable motley little crew. November, let's see, November 4th, I'm pretty sure. I basically got really lucky and I managed to answer an ad for 8 Boer nannies for sale, 300 each. They came from CL and CAE tested stock. What those are, we'll talk about those later, but they're really, really important, especially if you're first time into goats. Now, anyway, I'm going to have to just set the camera here somewhere while I go get their grain, so give me 2 shakes. Anyway, it seems to be the story of my life when it comes to anything, because my dog down there, for example, she was a spur-of-the-moment, last-minute choice because we were basically told at the SPCA in the nearest city, which is an hour away from us, that, you know, if you don't come pick her up, fairly soon, this weekend, they're gonna get the needle, her and her sister. Now, unfortunately, I was only allowed to choose one dog, so when my mom and dad took one look at her and her behavior, because she rolled over for the handler who went in there, oh, please be my friend. They looked at the dog, they looked at each other and said, that's the dog. Anyway, so that's how that went. With these girls, on the other hand, here, it basically went, well, well, let's just say there were a couple cross lines of communication, but before we knew it, we were headed off to the ranch up near Melfort, Saskatchewan, and that's where we got them. Now, I'm not going to name names simply because I don't think I have permission to use them, but we'd seen several other bundles of nannies for sale, and these were the ones that I felt the most comfortable buying because they were calm, they came from disease-free stock, which to me is really, really important. There's nothing worse than getting animals and they turn out to be sick for whatever heaven-given reason. There's nothing worse than that. Funny girls. Oh, they like their grain in the morning. There we go. I'm coming. Oh, goodness, these girls can beg. But that's nice, and that's nice. It at least means that they're getting comfortable with me. Which isn't to say that they weren't comfortable to start with. Here, let me switch hands. There we go. Oh, I know, you girls can talk. You girls can talk a long yard. Anyway, what really sold my dad with these girls because, well, I live with my parents, so, but I also work for them, okay? My dad does the background cattle farming as a hobby, and my mom does those internet businesses, so I might live at home, but I also work at home. Millie, you're gonna have to get off the fence. Both of you, get off the fence! Excuse me. They've just got a little bit of a case of the sniffles. Don't worry about it. Millie, off the fence. You know, for girls who want their grain, you're not enabling me very well. There. There we go. Thank you kindly. Alright, so anyway, as far as getting the girls went, basically, the offer went through Saturday, and we picked them up Monday. There we go. Oh, goodness. They may look like goats, but they eat like pigs. Oh well, at least means they're happy. Where was I? Oh yeah, here we go, Billy boy. Somebody tends to get pushed away from the trough an awful lot, so he's used to getting a free handout. The story behind him is coming next. Anyway, now what really sold my dad was just how mellow these girls were, because the guy brought them around just with his sheep herding dogs, and one by one we just plunked them into the back of the trailer. Now, I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to get as much footage from my very first adventures with goats right away, but what can I say? It's me, myself, and I as far as the camera crew is concerned. Excuse me, I got a case of the sniffles myself. Anyway, they'll be busy at that for a while. Dot, get your feet out of there. Hello, ponies. Oh, you guys will get to meet the rest of my crew soon enough. Okay. Anyway, we managed to just grab them one by one and kaplunk them into the trailer, no having to toss them into loading chutes or anything crazy like that, because the one bundle we met, whew, boy, they were frisky as deer. It was nuts. But anyway, as far as I'm concerned, these were the girls for me. They're calm, they're sweet, they're congenial. They all come from really good stock. Now, speaking of adjusting the camera, give me 2 shakes. I'm going to set that here, and I'm going to start forking hay for them. All right. Now, that's where I was. The bale fell apart, so the string broke and it fell apart, so I've been feeding the outer shell of it to start with. Keep it dry with a tarp. Anyway, as far as the girls are concerned, very, very sweet bunch. Calm, congenial. I couldn't ask for better goats. And considering I've been praying for close to a year for them, let's just say God delivers. Anyway, now the story behind the Billy, well, it's really quite funny. There you go, Pony, a little Scooby snack for you. again, it's kind of really funny how things fell into place so quickly. Because no sooner did those girls come up for sale from the ranch than somebody else, Coal Creek Ranch from just outside of Yorkton, Saskatchewan, lists for sale that she had Boer Billies, or bucks as they're called in the professional trade now. I don't know. I'm from Saskatchewan. Bucks and does is deer and rabbits. Goats is nannies and billies and kids. Call me old school, call me unprofessional, but that's what I am. Now, where these terms came to have such bad connotations is beyond me. Anywho. Yeah, things basically fell into place way too fast for it to not be a coincidence. Now, correction, it fell into place so fast for it to... how would you say that? Things fell into place too quickly for it to just be mere chance. It was meant to happen that way, or at least that's what I believe. So anyway, we brought him home. Happy, safe, and sound. And that's how my first 2 weeks have been. Getting to know and absolutely loving, schmoozing, and adoring these nanny goats. They're very sweet, sweet girls. Now, as far as who these sweet, sweet girls are, you'll all get to meet them on the next episode of Diary of a Goat Lass. Until then, God bless, and later taters.